900 million domains. We're seeing what other technologies people are using from a marketing aspect. Now, the point and the reason I tell you all this isn't to brag, it's more so to tell you that today when I break down a lot of stats and data, this is proven, it's coming back from experience, it's backed by results, and if you follow a lot of this, you should see better results with your martech. We also see both sides of marketing. We see it from the agency side and the client perspective, but we also see it from the platform's end because we work very closely with the Facebooks and Googles and even help them market their own platforms so we can see the stuff, the changes that they're making in the future. First, I want to end up breaking down intriguing martech stats and data. So you guys ready? First off, there's a huge consolidation happening. It doesn't seem like much. It's only 2%, but it's actually much larger than you think because consolidation is actually happening much more than the 2% that's being shown here, right? Consolidation of one company buying another. The bigger thing that you're seeing in martech consolidation that doesn't show up on this chart is all-in-one solutions. Companies these days are creating technology solutions that do everything. So instead of picking 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 solutions, companies are now moving towards just buying one solution that does everything for them. CMOs report allocating 25% of their marketing budget to technology. We believe in the future, this is actually going to increase. Here's why. AI, machine learning, is becoming more and more popular. In the future, AI and machine learning will actually do a lot of the work that people are doing. It's more efficient, it's cheaper, so you'll start seeing more budgets instead of going to labor, shifting towards actually paying for technology solutions that automates a lot of the works. According to data from chief marketer technologists, the number of marketing products or martech products out there has increased by 67.2% since 2017. In other words, there's more and more marketing solutions that are popping up each year. Here's why. As there's more platforms, as there's new channels, what ends up happening is you need tools to help you with them. And you should continually see this increase over time. And one of the main reasons for this is people aren't always satisfied for the solutions that they're using. And another reason is they want these integrated suites. They want the marketing software one to talk to another. They don't want standalone. Yet, still a lot of companies are choosing best in breed. A lot of those best in breed are integrated suites. And what you'll find is when your solutions don't communicate with each other, it creates inefficiencies. The results, the ROI that you get from your martech isn't as good. Only 42% of martech is actually used. So think about the capabilities that you're getting within the software that you're paying for. Roughly 42% of the capabilities are used. That means your team on average is not using 58%, but you're paying for 100%. In other words, there's a lot of money that's being wasted. So anytime these marketing solutions offer demos, or if they do a call with you to teach you how to use each and all the features, you should consider it. Because what's happening is people are then buying other solutions for the other 58%. In other words, a lot of money is being wasted. And this could be why 82% of marketers plan to change their marketing technology stack in 2022. It's because they're paying for all these features, but they're not using them, and they feel they're not getting what they're paying for. But the reality is education isn't there, the training isn't there. So when you buy a marketing technology solution, also spend money on the education and training. If you don't, you're not going to get the true value from the solution that you're paying for. So now let's talk about good marketing versus great marketing. Good marketing makes your company look great. Great marketing doesn't even look like marketing. The goal with your marketing isn't for people to be like, oh, look, this ad is amazing. No, You want people to see something and not even realize it's an ad. That's how you know your marketing is doing well, because people look at it, it blends in with their life. And when it blends in and they don't think it's an ad, they're much more likely to act and convert. When everything looks like an ad, people have blinders on. In other words, they tend to have banner blindness or ad blindness, and they just tend to ignore it altogether. Just imagine you watch TV. When you watch television, do you pay attention to most ads? No, you ignore most of them. Markets always change faster than marketing as well. And one thing that we've seen that's consistent is branding. All right? So I live in America. Can anyone guess what everyone in America knows about that people do in Saudi? Have you guys heard of Neom? Everyone in the Western world knows about it. That's a brand, right? Everyone here knows about Nike. How many people here have Nike shoes? Most people. That's branding. People buy brands, all right? You buy Visa, MasterCard, Mercedes, Bentley, right? People buy brands. My wife, she wanted a car. She said, I want a Bentley. She likes the brand. People buy based on brands. The Bentley breaks down all the time. The Toyota lasts forever, right? But my wife loves the brand. And what we found is activation and conversions is much better when your brand keeps going up. So you want to spend the money to build that brand. And figuring out the right marketing technology solution for your business and the company you work for is kind of like a crossword puzzle. There's a lot of things that you have to keep in mind. What techniques do you want to use? Does it work with these specific tactics? Is it efficient? These are all things to keep in mind. But first, what you want to do is ask your customers what issues they have with your company, your business. What problems do they want you to solve? This will give you ideas of what marketing technology solutions you should consider using. And keep in mind, to do really well, you need to understand your product, your competition, the market, and best of all, the people. If you can understand all of them and where they intersect, and you can solve their problems, and you can do a lot of this with technology, that is how you're going to win. That's how you're going to get closer to your customer. That's how you're going to be able to learn faster. That's how you're going to increase your conversions. There's a lot of solutions out there. I know it's really complicated to decide what marketing technology solutions you want to use. So what I wanted to do is break down some technologies that'll make your customers say, wow. Now, you don't have to use the technologies that I recommend. I'm not affiliated with them. You can use any one of them, but you should work on solving these problems with any marketing technology solution out there. First off, keep in mind, emotion is what really drives purchasing behaviors. It's what causes decisions. It's not logic. It's not data. It's emotions. Here's an interesting. From one study, they found that people's whose brains are damaged in the area that generates emotions, those people struggle with making decisions. You need to appeal to emotions. And behind every single martech solution, you can identify emotion that it helps trigger. And you want to trigger the right emotions, because if you trigger the wrong emotions, it can create anxiety and stress and cause people to actually not complete through, put money behind the brand and purchase or even get behind it. So let's go over some of these emotions and how you can actually solve some of them. So the first one I want to discuss is trust. So as you can see here, 65% of businesses plan on increasing their influencer marketing budget. Influencer marketing is huge. All right, so in America, I lied. There's two things we know about Saudi Arabia. Number one is Neom. Number two is Live Golf. They offered Tiger Woods $800 million to play golf. It was everywhere in the newspapers in the Western world, right? That's an example of influencer marketing. Phil Mickelson is now playing for the Live Golf League. That's an example of trust, Because if you have a lot of people that are well known, whether it's Michael Jordan or the Kardashians or LeBron James or Cristiano Ronaldo, these are all examples of influencers that can impact the sale. And there's a few things that you can use. You can use Influence Grid, Upfluence, Hunter. I won't keep naming the technologies, but at the bottom you'll find them. But the key is you got to appeal to trust, and you want to use influencer marketing. Then you have reciprocity. Reciprocity is all about UGC. UGC stands for user-generated content. One way to grow is you guys to create your own marketing, your own content. But how can you get your customers to evangelize a brand and to reciprocate? And 85% of consumers find visual UGC more influential than brand photos. In other words, people trust other users creating content over a company. So there's a lot of tools you can use for that. Then you have fear of missing out. What I love about fear of missing out, 60% of millennial customers said that they make a reactive purchase after experiencing fear of missing out, most often within 24 hours. In other words, if people are missing out, they're more likely to take action because it's that latest hot thing. Everyone keeps riding trends. So you want to create that. You can do that with countdown timers on your website, and even in the emails. It gives the aspect of the fear of missing out. Just like everyone wants a new iPhone, everyone wants a new Apple Watch, or else they may miss out. Then you have belonging. People want to be part of communities. A Forrester report found that 60% of businesses own a branded online community. 76% of internet users participate in an online community. Think about Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. These are all online communities. You want people belonging. From creating a blog to your social channels, there's a lot of tools that can help you manage your community, but you need to focus on community. Then you have curiosity. Evoking curiosity is one of the strongest ways to generate more sales. People love this emotion. When they're curious, just imagine your kids. If you tell your little kid not to do something and they're curious, what do? They still do it. So then, they have that curious mind. You got to evoke that. HubSpot has named video marketing as one, if not one of the most important marketing trends today, and likely for the next 5 to 10 years. And we found that video really helps evoking curiosity. People prefer content with video. It's easier to evoke curiosity if you're using it within your content, within your marketing materials, on social platforms. So consider creating a lot of video out there, and you can use quite a bit of tools, like I mentioned below, to help you with your video production. Then you have conversations. People want to communicate with one another. There's a lot of tools that can help you do this, like chatbots. You can put a chatbot on your website. We found that roughly 1/3 of your sales will come from a chatbot on your website from people engaging with it. You can do some of it automated, you can do some of it manual, but it's a great way to continually sell people on your website without meeting them face to face. Then, of course, you have surprises. People want to interact with your content, be surprised by it. You can do polls, quizzes from this kind of stuff. We found it to work really well. You don't have to just do it on Instagram. You can also put it on your website. Like, we have a quiz on our website, neilpatel.com/quiz. You can see an example of it. And we found that it's super effective. It's a great experience. People engage. And then when they engage, what you find is they become more loyal to your brand. Then you have personalization. Personalization is one of the best ways to get people to continually buy from you. There's a lot of tools that help with that, like HubSpot's tool out there. According to HubSpot, personalization is the number one way that marketers improve their emails. And just think about it. If you get a generic email, you're going to ignore it. But if you get an email that's personalized to you, you're much more likely to read it. And that's why emails with your name in the subject line have a much higher open rate. That's an example of personalization. And then, of course, instant gratification. People don't want to wait. They want it now. When you buy something from an e-commerce site, you want it the same day. You don't want to wait 1 week for it to get delivered to you. You can give people better gratification by texting them right away using tools like Twilio, or making your website load faster through tools like Cloudflare. No one wants to wait 10, 20 seconds for your website to load. They want it right now. So lastly, I wanted to go over the 3 R's of a perfect marketing stack. So if you're looking to pick any martech solution out there, think about these 3 R's. They're relevant, repetition, and return on investment. These are very important when you're choosing a marketing tech stack. So let's break down relevant first. You need to understand your customer's needs. You need to figure out strategy first and then technology, because then you can figure out if the technology can actually work with that strategy. And of course, you want to figure out a budget that works. If you don't figure out a budget that'll work, you could pick the right solution, the wrong solution. It's a roll of the dice. You want to survey your team, talk to your customers. When you survey your team, you'll figure out what issues they're having and you can figure out what solutions to give them. And when you talk to your customers, you can figure out what issues they have and maybe there's a solution that solves both. And of course, look at what your competitors are using. There's tools like Built With that shows you what marketing stack your competition is using, and this will give you ideas of what you can use as well. Then you have repetition. You don't want people to have to do stuff manually. What martech stack out there can automate and do stuff for other people? That's repetition. You want these tasks that are boring, mundane, easy to be done in an automated fashion, and look for AI to automate a lot of these things. And then you have return on investment. Make sure whatever marketing tech stack that you use is profitable for you. If it's not saving you time or money, you're using the wrong solution. So that's it. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate being here in Saudi, and thank you for your time.
We thank Neil for that incredible presentation, and his work in marketing is inspiring, and I'm sure that you will all be very interested in networking with him during the coffee break. We are now about to leave for the coffee break, which will be about 20 minutes long. We hope to see you back here again because we have a very exciting session waiting for you, which will be pretty interactive. So see you in 20. Enjoy your break.